there's a debate about what to do about DEI as well from people who are critical of DEI like me and you. And they say one argument is in red states, you can ban it. You get the governor behind it. You get the legislature. But in blue states or purple states, it may be more challenging. And in those places, we should try to reform DEI. And there are non-coercive DEI models out there. At Harvard, for a while, they tried to get one passed, but it got subverted by the forces that be there. And I'm wondering what you think. Is it possible to take a major bureaucracy? I mean, you mentioned the one at Berkeley. I've been using Michigan, which I was told has a $30 million annual DEI budget, but you just blew it out of the water with Berkeley. I'm wondering, can something like that be reformed, or can DEI in certain universities where it hasn't quite gotten so bloated be reformed?
My simple answer is no. The culture is unfortunately antithetical to the free exchange of ideas and a neutral classroom, a neutral campus where all ideas can be expressed. It should be the viewpoint neutrality that's needed is just not going to be there, because these are people who have almost universally steeped themselves in the idea that the world is divided into oppressed and oppressor, and you can see it in skin color or in religion. I have to do a little tangent here, which I hope will be okay. It's going to involve some slightly foul language.
That's all right. We're okay with that on the Contrarian Podcast.
I was able to attend the notorious lecture by Ben Shapiro at Berkeley a few years back. That's the one that needed $600,000 worth of security. And
right.
As I was going into this, going through this high security screening, I looked over my shoulder into the classrooms, and there in this enormous banner stretched across many, many windows was the banner, "We don't need your white supremacist bullshit here."
Right.
And Ben Shapiro, never missing a beat, asked the audience, those of you who are close enough, can you see what's on my head? It's called a yarmulke or a kippah. And according to the white supremacists, I'm not white either. And that, of course, brought down the house in laughter. But there's a serious point in that the ideology of the day is so perniciously slanted that any person can be identified almost on sight as a victim or a victimizer. And I don't think DEI offices are capable of recognizing that the first generation of Vietnamese boat people didn't exactly have a knapsack of privileges on their backs
right.
and have had to struggle.
Well said, yeah.
And I certainly know, and probably true with your family as well, my father, may he rest in peace, didn't have any privileges in a small southern town in South Carolina, Anderson, South Carolina.
Right.
And, this is the story of America. We have to be able to optimize the opportunities and treat one another as individuals, not as identity groups. Do I think it can happen? No. I think we need a real change on campus. And that is doable, for heaven's sakes. It needs to be a top-down and a grassroots-up change where ideas can be exchanged and values can be shared. It doesn't need a large apparatus. The problem with administrators is that once you set them up, they need to prove their worth. And the way DEI offices have done it has been in massive intrusion on campus. And so it's time to recognize that these institutions, which have grown up only in the past few decades, were a mistake. They have only added to a sense of identity politics that's pernicious to the pursuit of truth.
Thank you for tuning in to The Contrarian. If you enjoyed the show, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to rate our podcast on Apple and Spotify. Stay connected with us on social media for more updates. Until next time, keep challenging.